So there seems to be a divide going on right now amongst two types of women. The first group are a quickly growing group of women who are choosing to find men who they can submit to be women who embrace their femininity, women who want a man to lead. Now that second group are what we call modern women. These are women who are completely opposed to the idea that in a relationship there is any need for a woman to submit, that there is any head. It's a partnership. We work together. You guys know how it goes.
Just so you guys know, I know how to cook. I know how to clean really well. Like, I'm almost like OCD clean. I'll do laundry. I'm a great mom. I'll rub your back and like tickle your arm and stuff. This is my application.
It's painfully obvious why men love the idea of a submissive woman. Submissive, per its definition, is ready to conform to the authority or will of others. The prefix sub means under. Think of subpar, submarine. In short, your world is under his. Now there seems to be a theme here. Good girls versus bad girls. A lock that can be opened with many keys is a broken lock. And if you can't submit to a man, you're gonna die alone. So my question to men is, do you want perfect Polly? A puppet? A prisoner? Or a partner who has no problem overtly challenging you?
Go through the shit. I don't, man. Don't. No. I don't want to, because I don't want to fucking fight.
It doesn't have to be one. It's not like I'm saying, hey, choose fight.
You just said I get mad, I'm gonna scream.
No, I didn't say that's always the case. I said, yeah, I'm mad. It happens. It happens.
Yes, I know. It happens often.
If you think I'm some fucking tyrant or bully, then don't fucking be with me. But don't sit here and insult me like I'm the fuck up because I have the
But you're the
audacity
one
to get
saying
mad.
that I'm the tyrant and the bully and at the same time the guy that runs away and
You run away every single fight.
Okay, so
King treatment and knowing your partner's love languages, that's one thing. Being submissive is a whole nother thing. It's its own thing. If you find yourself abandoning your wants, needs, desires to make something work, I'm here to tell you, it was never a match to begin with.
I don't consider myself to be a particularly ethical person, but I am fair.
Hey my friends, welcome to the RP Experience, and before we get started, hit the like button, and I give you a second to do that, and share, subscribe, not necessarily in that order. Thank you very much. Today's topic is about something that I've heard Danica Marie talk about, and I've heard other of this man space talk about. It's about submission for the woman, and truthfully I don't like that word. I mean, that word does, from what a guy has explained, that does not necessarily mean for the woman to get on her knees and obey everything the man has to say. But the thing is, that word, if you look at the definition of what submission means, it kind of means to just totally bow to the authority of someone. And I guess I'm in the minority here, and I'm not saying this the white knight or simp. I'm saying this that I always looked at relationships as a partnership. Like, it's like when I was talking about like the 50-50 relationship thing of how it can't work. Now I still believe that, but I still look at a relationship as a partnership. You know, if it's going to be loving and two people coming together to make something work. However, I noticed with those relationships that we're supposed to be teammates, we're supposed to be a partnership, that one person always takes advantage of the situation, be it the man or the woman. Now, because I only date women, in my experience, it has been the female that tends to take advantage of the situation. Once she gets comfortable, once she knows that she kind of she found her way to manipulate me to a certain degree to get certain things, and maybe some small ways maybe I get over on her, but most of the time it would be her getting over on me. And as I say, like, and I'm going to do a separate video about this, about things that men need, but once again I'm going to touch on this because this is very important. A man needs respect. I'm pretty sure women need respect too, but I know in this day and age, females in particular, you know, the women and ladies, they can go in between with this, but the females in particular, it is no respect. You could be a man paying all the bills, doing everything you can to make her happy, even helping to cook and clean, and she could still like maybe either cheat on you, talk bad about you, put your relationship business online. You know, that's not enough. That is not enough for a chunk of females, you know. And then it's blatant disrespect, and then obviously she'll end up cheating on you with a guy that she wants to be. That where are the real men at? You know, I need a real man. So, you know, once again, now this is one of those things here. Even though I believe in the partnership thing, another part of me is kind of like, well, I hear women say this, but those guys that give you the partnership, they give you that type of respect, a lot of you don't respect him, you know, and then you will jump over hoops for that Chad Tyrone or that guy that's acting like an asshole and stuff like that, you know. As long as they're not voicing this particular thing here, that we need women to submit and stuff like that, you know, you'll be bending over backwards for that guy. Not all of you, but a lot of you that I see are doing this. Anyway, I have a couple of videos here, so I'm going to share the first video now. Is about a creator that I used before. His name is somewhat hard to pronounce, but anyway, let's get to it.
So there seems to be a divide going on right now amongst two types of women. The first group are a quickly growing group of women who are choosing to find men who they can submit to be women who embrace their femininity, women who want a man to lead. Now that second group are what we call modern women. These are women who are completely opposed to the idea that in a relationship there is any need for a woman to submit, that there is any head. It's a partnership. We work together. You guys know how it goes. Jasmine Brown has a video that's been currently making its way through social media platforms, which is a conversation that she had with Shan Booty, where she explains what it means to be a submissive woman. Now, as that video grew in popularity, it was very obvious that a lot of women who disagreed with her stance and the points that she made were triggered. Not just a little bit triggered, highly triggered. Triggered by the fact that a woman says that she wants to be her man's piece. Now, she said a lot of stuff, but a lot of the stuff that she said weren't even that controversial, right? She talked about how she scratches her man's back or rubs her man's back until he falls asleep. And women were freaking out. They were disgusted by the thought of a woman who caters to her man and is submissive to that degree. These women were triggered to the point that Jasmine Brown had to clap back with a Twitter post that read, "Be right back, gonna go scratch my man's back." Now, something I didn't personally know that you guys might know is she's actually dating Cam Newton, which, again, that makes sense. When I heard it, I said, okay, I get it. Women get so irritated and upset when they see other women playing a role that most men say, hey, this is how we want women to be. This is the type of woman I'm looking for. They don't like that coffee. And one of those women that was highly triggered was none other than Brittany Renner, who shared a post with the caption, "I have seen multiple takes on what a submissive woman is, but the word submissive has one definition." She goes on to say, "Personally, I will never be a submissive woman because my world doesn't need to be second to anyone's in the name of love. Total commitment," she says, "from another requires total commitment to yourself first." Now, I personally don't know how that makes sense, right? I don't know how you could be totally committed to yourself and also be totally committed to someone else. But we're going to check out this video and see what she actually had to say. Let's get it.
It's painfully obvious why men love the idea of a submissive woman. Submissive, per its definition, is ready to conform to the authority or will of others. The prefix sub means under. Think of subpar, submarine. In short, your world is under his. Now, there seems to be a theme here. Good girls versus bad girls. A lock that can be opened with many keys is a broken lock. And if you can't submit to a man, you're gonna die alone. So my question to men is, do you want perfect Polly? A puppet? A prisoner? Or a partner who has no problem overtly challenging you? King treatment and knowing your partner's love languages, that's one thing. Being submissive is a whole nother thing. It's its own thing. If you find yourself abandoning your wants, needs, desires to make something work, I'm here to tell you, it was never a match to begin with.
Alright guys, so there you go, Brittany Renner. You heard it for yourself. As always, let's see what the people have to say. Let's check out these comments. This female commenter says, she isn't wrong either. Next comment, oh look, B. Simone. What a surprise. Speak, queen. And guys, just keep this in mind. This is their queen, Brittany Renner. Right? This is the woman whose life they want to replicate. This is who makes sense to them. Right? Just keep that in mind. This next comment says, y'all not gonna like it simply because it's her saying it, but she's not wrong. 4,000 women like that comment made by the lady with the green hair. Next comment, y'all don't like her, but she's speaking facts. This female commenter says, I ain't gonna lie, I felt this. I hate the word submissive. She goes on to say, can we be together and respect one another? Jeez, 6,000 likes, 6,000 lost women. Next.
Now, I disagree with him here because I think it's a miscommunication that's going on here. And actually, maybe let's not use that word. Or either y'all go ahead and use that word, but I would say from a woman, I want cooperation. You know, I don't think I finished a thought because something was happening here and I had to like cut the video and then start recording again. But I view a relationship as like if you look at like a basketball team or something like that, all of the players have to cooperate with each other in order to make it function well and stuff like that. Of course, though, maybe one person's the leader and the captain and stuff like that, but I'll look at Golden State Warriors. You know, is Steph Curry the leader of that team, or is it the one with the biggest mouth that's always talking? You know, Green. I can't think of his first name. Or is he kind of the leader of the team? Now, actually, though, I think there's like co-captain thing going on between Green, Stephen Curry, and the other shooter of threes. God, man, names. I just can't. always remember the names. Anyway, they have a cooperative thing there. Even the coach that's probably calling the thing, nobody's like totally like the master or something like that. But I believe my phone is blowing up right now, but it is the 4th of July. Yes, I guess I should say that. Happy 4th of July to everyone. Yeah. I've seen enough fireworks, and I work tomorrow, and I already heard of some craziness going on. So, news at 11. We'll see. Anyway, what was I saying? Okay, so, like a basketball team, everybody has to work together. And the thing is, everybody has a role to fulfill. Steph Curry is, he provides the offense. He shoots the three. Oh yeah, that's who I meant to say. Klay Thompson is the other co-captain. So they provide the offense. They shoot the threes. They keep the offense moving. Green, can't think his name again. He provides the toughness, the mental toughness, the physicality, the rebounds. He does the dirty work. He can't be the sexy 3-point shooter. He has to get down and dirty. So every person has to fulfill a role. And that's how it should be in a relationship. But as I said before in my last video of the gender roles, it was like, I know nobody wants to do, well, not everybody feels this way. There are women that don't mind cleaning and stuff like that. So, and as men just don't mind just being like the rock in the rock in the relationship, like being that foundation, providing everything for her so that she doesn't have to worry about paying anything and stuff like that. In those relationships, those are the traditional ways, and that system does work in most cases. The thing is, though, sometimes the man in that position will start taking her for granted, treating her any kind of way, and sometimes a woman that's more of a gold diggers are usually kind of lazy, but she's more like, if she does do any type of housework or anything, it'll be minimum, and she's just there to suck the resources and bask in the lifestyle that he can provide. So at times the female can totally get over on that situation where the man is just being the workhorse or mule or something, And anyway, I didn't want this part to be too long because I wanted to finish his points, but I believe a lot of females, I guess, split down the middle, either split like 60-40. They view submission like this.
Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I know you're a submissive wife. Now, what does that mean exactly? What do you do?
Everything.
What does that mean? What is everything?
I do everything for my man.
Okay.
It's a pleasure for me. I pack his bags.
Okay.
I unpack his bags. I cook for him.
Okay.
I wash his body. I don't only wash his clothes, I wash his body. Okay? Hospital style every night. He doesn't even get in the shower. It's too dangerous.
Is he sick?
I lay him on a big old long bedpan and I wash him with soap and water every night.
Is he
My husband
incapable?
doesn't even pee on his own. He has a catheter that goes to my bladder and I pee for him.
Is that healthy?
And sometimes I do little tests on the pee to make sure he's still healthy because I don't need my man spending time, wasting time peeing on his own.
Okay.
He doesn't even take a poop on his own. He poops into my hand.
Oh, no.
I inspect it.
then I use it for fertilizer in our garden, and I come back and he stays in the bent position while I run to the back house and I run back and I wipe his ass for him.
That's gross.
Okay, because a true submissive woman doesn't have a man who wipes his own ass.
Okay, I don't
know. Why would I do that?
I don't think I want to be that.
I breathe for my man. We
What?
have a special breathing machine at night.
What the
We
hell?
get up to his lungs and my lungs. I almost die every night making sure that he can breathe.
Risking your life?
Because I don't need his lungs doing no work. I need his lungs to work and make money, and that's it. That's all he needs to do.
Are you okay?
I almost die every night making sure that he can breathe. I pay his child support.
Are you mad or?
Because I don't need him worrying. I communicate with all of his baby mothers paying his child support. You know why?
How many phones do you
I
have?
want my man to be free.
Oh,
And you know what I would do? I will sacrifice my own everything, my breath. Yeah, my sanity.
You need
Yeah,
help.
I'm
You
not
have.
crying right now. These are tears of strength.
okay.
And to those females that feel that way, I understand. I understand, because I don't like when a woman is telling me, well, a real man needs to do this, or a real man needs to blah blah blah. Like, if I'm with a woman and I love her, I already want to go out of my way to make her happy and to provide things for her. I don't need her lording over me, telling me what I should do and stuff like that. And if I can't seem to do everything that she needs to do, that she wants, then maybe she should be with somebody else. But you know, I'm thinking that is how the same way men, well, I know me personally as a man, I don't like a woman doing that. I don't like her spewing and trying to emasculate me, saying what I should be doing. And this is the same way I believe females look at that submission thing, especially the way that sometimes the guys are saying it. We need a woman to submit or something. You know, I mean, I watched a lot of wrestling, and when I was younger, and usually, you know, when a person submitted, they tapped out. They tapped out like, okay, you win. I submit to you. So, you know, that's how those women that's against that is looking at it. However, even though I agree with you females on that point alone, women that want to be in that position, because okay, feminism was all about choice, so that you women are not boxed in to be in a certain thing, you know. So if those women want to be like scratching their man's back, or like bending over backwards for them and stuff like that, and meanwhile it just looks like the guy is just benefiting, even though he's working and probably paying everything and probably taking out the trash. And the thing is though, those videos when a guy's showing that the woman's submitting to him, he needs to show what he's doing for her as well, because I believe when females see this, they are just seeing it lopsided. The same way I as a man see it when a guy's been over backwards for like a woman, you know, and she's just like mistreating him, or either showing him no respect and stuff. So anyway, let him finish this.
Comment says, this is facts. Argue with your mama. Next comment, she hit the nail on the head at the end. Sorry, she did. This commenter says, this is the first time I ever agreed with her. This female commenter says, only men think submission is the only thing needed to make a relationship work. The obsession with submission is tiring. It's embarrassing too. Stop letting the world know the women you choose don't trust your leadership. Well, apparently the lady who sparked this whole conversation trusts the man's leadership who she's with. This male commenter says, shut up. 230 likes, with someone who responded, had to scroll too long to find a valid comment. This woman said she needs to sit this conversation out. As much as I get where this woman is coming from, I don't think she needs to sit this out. I think Brittany Renner is a very true and clear representation. She represents the women who don't agree with submission. If you look at her life, the life that she's lived, the product of her life, right? Her, where she's at right now, single mother, by herself, and you look at the women who agree with her, you will find some odd similarities. Next comment. Bro, shut up. Our final comment is from a woman who says, actually, being submissive means trusting a man to be the leader, protector, and provider that he's supposed to be. It's not about being controlled or beneath him. The F, to a modern woman, submission will always be a form of control. To a modern woman, she's been taught the delusion of a partnership, even though it doesn't exist in any part of life where two people come and work together. There's always a head, there's always a boss. She's been taught to believe in a partnership. It will always be controlled to a modern woman. Brittany Renner, like most modern women, is frustrated. Why? Because the men that she wants, the guys that she finds attractive, right? The men who she wants to be with, who she wants to think like her, they don't think like her. She wants to find a man of value and be his partner of whatever he's got going on. That's the equivalent of going to a job and saying, hey, I know I'm a prospect, or maybe even better than that. Maybe I'm an assistant, or maybe a manager, but I want to be up there with the CEO. That's what she wants. So the other things she doesn't like were the idea that a promiscuous woman has a lower SMV than a woman who's not a 304. I mean, she wrote a whole book about her sexual escapades, and now she's reaping what she sowed. And instead of accepting reality for what it is, she's just decided to complain about it. Cool. Women like Brittany Renner need to know that being a challenge is not attractive to men. We're not looking for challenges. We're not looking for challenges. That's what the gym is for. We're not looking for challenges. Life has its own challenges. Trust me, guys, you're not going to have to look for challenges when it comes to life and relationships. They're hard enough already. So being a challenge isn't attractive to most men. Guys, these are the type of women that men should just accept are hopeless for building families, long-term relationships. There's nothing to see here. Her and women that think like her are most likely just never going to change. There's really not much else to say. She's lost. And women who think like her are also lost. There is no amount of reasoning you can bring to someone like Brittany Renner, who's talked to a lot of people about this topic, and women like her who support her mindset. There's no amount of reasoning that will get them to see life differently. And the kicker in all this is, you want to see what the life of a modern woman looks like? Look at Brittany Renner and the women who support her. The proof is in the pudding, man. Right there, right in front of your face. You don't have to look far. I always say this, just listen to life, and you will get everything you need to know about the decisions they're making, which they'll probably continue to make going forward. But of course, they don't drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
Wow, that's an earful right there. Understand what he's saying, and he means well, because I like a lot of his videos and what he is saying. I do think is a miscommunication with the submission word, and technically I don't like that word. Like it's kind of like how I don't like the N word. I don't like words that can be misconstrued or used either way. Like when I'm talking about the N word right now. If someone sees somebody that's like their brother and they love them, they will use the N word. But yet, if they want to talk down to somebody or piss somebody down or straight, you get what I mean. If they mean it in a bad way, then they will also use the N word. I'm just using that as like example. So with the submission word, even though I understand men mean it in the way of, you know, as what he showed with what the guy wrote, like, you know, that you accept a man providing and protecting, and you take his direction and stuff like that. Doesn't mean like you are his slave or something like that. But as I say, that word, you can also use it as in a negative light and stuff like that. So words that you can flip-flop with it, I usually don't like that word. That's why for me, I like cooperation. I want a woman to cooperate with me. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people do not think. Everybody has different personalities, you know. Everybody likes throwing around those terms like alpha and beta and sigma and stuff like that. And this is a good example. Like, no man wants to be called a beta. He wants to be an alpha. But alpha is one. Not everybody can be an alpha. And even if you are an alpha, like, let's say, in one environment, I am a alpha because I am the best, most confident, accomplished person in that environment. But if I go to another environment, then I can be seen as a beta, you know, or maybe a sigma. That's why those terms I will not use neither, because they can be used loosely. I understand why men are using them, but I'm not going to use them because, being honest with myself, I know there are times that I've done beta actions, or either sometimes I was alpha. You know, if I'm alpha in any kind of way, I follow my own drummer. Like I make my own decisions. You know, I'll look at what somebody else has to say, but ultimately, because I have to live this life, I'm going to do what I think is best for me. So I've never been a follow leader like that, which is probably why I don't smoke, do drugs, or drink excessively. Because if I do any of those things because I want to do it, I'm not doing it to fit in to a group and stuff like that. In that way, I am alpha. But there are some ways, like, you know, I like just going along with the flow. And I guess that's more like beta stuff. So, you know, to Brittany Renner, if you ever see this, yes, most of the guys in the space, that is what they are saying. That is what they want. You know, the same way as women want their grocery list and stuff like that. I can't knock them if that's what they want. I wish they wouldn't use that word, but you know, that's what they want. The same way as like a lot of females. They want certain things. They want a guy 6'5". They want 6 figures and above and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. And even though men don't fight back with it as much as women do, they do feel a certain kind of way, and that's why I think you get those guys that are the PUAs and the players doing the pump and dump, because they're like, I have to do this and that and that and this in order to get the girl. She don't love me, and I don't love these homes. Okay, so pump and dump away. You know, I have too much a heart to do that, but however, though, I'm not going to get played myself. So there you go. Now, one thing women always get wrong with this: no man wants a woman that's going to challenge him. Maybe y'all should use a different word with that.
My husband says he's upset with me because, in his words, "Sweetie, you need to stop spending so much money on DoorDash. Ordering it 3 times a day is not appropriate, and we need to start living within our means." Honey, it sounds like you have an income problem, not that I have a spending problem. Start earning more money and we won't have these issues. So I took his credit card that we share, and I booked a vacation for my daughter Richard and I. We're staying in a hotel tonight, and I hope he enjoys that I charged $8,000 to his credit card. Make more money, darling.
Doing the job that's like stressful and stuff like that, I do not want to come back home with a woman that's challenging me. I want her to be my piece. I want us to work together. You know, if she wants me to make her happy, I hope she's making me happy as well. Even though That's also another tricky thing. But anyway, as I'm going to say, in ending, you know, both of these people are right. The Brittany Renner and the guy that did this video that I am commenting on. But there's a miscommunication there, and each one has to find a person that fits along, because everybody has different personalities. You know, some women cannot be that cooperative. Some of them kind of need to run the show, because some of them are like really bossy or really aggressive and stuff like that. But as I said before, unfortunately, because whether subconsciously or whether society, women, even though they want to be equal with men, when men show weakness or something, y'all look down on them and say that he's not a man. So a man has to be a certain level, whether it's above you or either whatever you perceive what a man should be. He has to be like this. So he has no wiggle room to sway. Meanwhile, as a woman, you don't want to be held to a standard of like you're supposed to be cooking or this or that or this or that. You want to be able to move along fluidly to wherever you want, but man cannot. So, as I would say, that's not fair. That's not fair, and a lot of men accept their fate right there. Me, I refuse that. I mean, if I can't find a woman that I can get that kind of cooperation and not this disarray or chaos that's going on or something like that, I am happy being single. Anyway, that's it. You guys have a good night. Okay, guys. I'll see you later. Out.
Just so you guys know, I know how to cook. I know how to clean really well. Like, I'm almost like OCD clean. I'll do laundry. I'm a great mom. I'll rub your back and like tickle your arm and stuff. This is my application.
I still wanna run to you.